time we spoke, Bitcoin was sitting at $22,000. And all of a sudden, what happened? We ended up hitting the short squeeze area. And now we're sitting with Bitcoin up to $24,200. Now, the big thing is we are 2.5, is it 3 hours away? 3 hours away until the inflation numbers. 2.5 hours. Yeah. So 2.5 hours away from the inflation numbers. And you could see that Bitcoin is just waiting. Now, what's happening right now? We obviously have the stock markets. We had a bad day yesterday. We had a lot of the pullback coming from the stock market, but we had crypto do the complete opposite. And now we're sitting at Bitcoin waiting at that good old 25K level, our nemesis, something that's been holding us back from our 30K Bitcoin. We are there yet again. Guys, are you surprised? How are you feeling about this? Many are not believing it, and Bitcoin yet again shocks the world, and now we're holding. Now, the big thing is, guys, what I do see with the stock market is it has been coming down over the last few days. And ultimately, a small bounce, I think, is going to release Bitcoin. And the thing is, yes, we had a level of rejection, of course. And I'm going to be speaking about if we start a pullback or we get a little bit more of a rejection today, can we get the altcoins? Is it still safe to buy? Many of us missed the actual pump. And is it safe? Where are the areas we're going to buy at? Or are we just going to smash completely through? Because we've seen some short squeezes, and I think we've seen a total of 3 within the last 48 hours. But the mega one is sitting at 25K. And I think after that is 28, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes a lot more. This is the time to be awake. It's exciting, guys. We felt very negative a few days ago, and now we have Bitcoin back at 24,000. Absolute massive show. Smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, and let's get into the show. Let's hit it.
Click, click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click, click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click, click, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror, mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click, click. Enter the sniper.
Yo, Banter fam, hope you're having a fantastic day. Like I said, obliterate that like button. And in the comments below, please put the tokens that you want me to chart for you. I will be doing some charts for the audience today to see what you're thinking about your altcoins. What are the next major decisions to make? Either way the market goes, we need to be prepped. What we wanted was volatility, and that's what we got. Now, how are we feeling, guys? Firstly, say yo, what's up in the comments. I want to see who's all here. I want to see how we're all feeling. What's happening? Looking great. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Say yo, what's up? Good morning, guys. Good morning. Do we believe the pump? Yes, no? Did you get the pump? Are you out the market? How are we feeling? Yo, what's up, Marty? What's up, Tom? What's up, Banter Girl? You've always been here throughout the whole journey. We want to see the suit. I know. I should have brought the suit. If Bitcoin breaks, okay, let's make some sort of deal. If Bitcoin goes above 25K and we do reach the high levels, I think I have to look good for Bitcoin, and I think I should wear a suit for the next month. What do we think? I'll buy a couple of suits. I'll start looking like a banker every day. What do you think? Sniper School rips, guys. So this is the big one. Just before I get into the show, Sniper School. We start cohort 4 within the next 10 days. I think it's 10 to 14 days is when we're going to close Sniper School cohort 4. We're looking at taking up to 4,000 students. So if you have a look below in the description, you'll find the Sniper School registration link. What you got to do is you got to open an exchange link using one of the Sniper School referral links. If you have a Bybit account, get a BitGet account, or we have OKX, we even have MAXI. And if you deposit $100 in that account, you can then go and register for Sniper School. You get to trade with that $100. Remember, Sniper School is free as long as you just use one of the exchange links. And then you register for Sniper School, put in your user ID, and you come join me in class. Because we're doing fantastic. We got the results last night, and I'm like, how are we doing, guys? And it was remarkable to see how people are winning trades, and it's taken them to a whole nother level. I believe all of you already know 90% of it. You just don't know the structure. And Sniper School is there to just put that structure in place for you. Prep yourself now, because when Bitcoin goes to $100,000 one day, you have to be ready for it. Otherwise, you're just going to make all the money and lose it again. So stay focused, guys, and come join me in class. Now is the time to learn. So let's jump in. In the meanwhile, guys, please keep give back Rand's jacket. I saw there was a lot of comments that we wore. It's different jackets. It was actually quite crazy. Me and Run, we never dress up, right? And yesterday I come into the office and we're both wearing jackets on the exact same day. So I don't know what's happening there. Maybe it's the tinglies or something that's getting to our head that's creating this. So the first thing, guys, let's speak about where we're at. We're speaking about, the big pullback that happened last week and the absolute big buy-up candle on the weekly. Things looking good. Bulls came at the right time. We had Bitcoin bounce on the 618 of this current move over here, and it bounced on the 200-day moving average. So that's a really good thing on the area of where we bounced. End of the day, what we wanted to know was we could clearly see it was a bullish start to the year, but did we remain bullish on this pullback, or was it a trap? And ultimately, we bounced in the perfect area. Where are we now? We're now sitting, again, near the $25,000 mark. Where did we reject this morning? 24,800. We're fighting it. We can see what a big wall it actually is and how they're trying to hold it. Why? Because we have the 200 weekly moving average here. Very, very, very high time frame, basic indicator for you to understand. And, we haven't been below this for a very long time. We broke through it a while back. Let's see if I can actually get it on a more database sort of chart. Here we go. You could see we stayed above it for a very long time, and we ended up, having crazy moves from Bitcoin. And then for the first time, we did break below. And in order to just get back to the bullish ways, we want to see Bitcoin get above this major area. And this is where the bears are trying to hold. They're trying to control the level. So we all know, I've spoken about 25K many times, but we are there yet again. Now, the first sign that I do see over here is we are actually getting pretty strong above the 50 MA. So remember, first sign, we've got 50 moving average, we have 200. We've got to get through the 50 and then get through the 200. And what happened here was we got slightly above the 50 MA on the weekly. We never closed and we got rejected. So you can see where it closed below, right? And we had the wicks of the 200 where we never got past at all. Now we're at the point where we could possibly have a weekly close above the 50 MA. So we're making progress. And obviously, we're sitting at this big level. Now, I want to speak to you guys about gaps because I'm going to zoom in shortly and show you what we're doing on the shorter time frame. But you've got to understand the higher time frame and where we're at. The reason why this is such a big level is because this was the previous high that we made after the first drop to the $18,000 mark. And that is the last horizontal before its higher levels. So as a bear and people that believe that the market's going down, I've seen there's tons of people that are speaking about how the stock market and everything is so negative right now. And I agree, things aren't perfect out there, but I can just see the mind shift when no one is believing this yet again. And that's when it usually catches, right? And ultimately, all of those believers that are believing that the market's bearish still, and this is a trap yet again, they all hoping to hold this level. So many people are shorting here yet again. We saw when Bitcoin went near 25,000 a few hours ago, a rejection. And the last few times we had, I think, 6 days fighting that level, rejection, rejection, rejection. This for me is the last level before higher zones where the bears are trying to hold control. And let's think about it. We've seen some shorter time frames, short squeezes. So before I come back to this chart, let's actually show you these squeezes and what actually happened yesterday. How it basically works is these gaps. I speak about these gaps. And firstly, Bitcoin bounced in a good support area. Amazing. Then what it did is it got to the level where we spoke about yesterday, 22,500. Bears are going to try hold this level. But if they don't, think about it. Anyone that's shorting here, where they're putting their stop loss, just above, over here. And that's why it fought for a few hours. And as soon as it broke it, look how it triggered the stops. And we just started to get this massive acceleration. And you could see basically every time there's a big gap, let's actually remove the MAs for a sec. Every time there's a big gap is when we start to get acceleration. Now where we at? We had one more level that was over here, which is around about the $23,800 zone. That was the next resistance. We fought there for a little while. We broke through it and we shot to the next one. Now we have a small one that's sitting at this level at 24,500. It is sitting. It is waiting to see these inflation numbers. It's waiting to see the stock market. You can see everyone is ready for this to explode, but they're waiting. They're waiting to see the reaction from the rest of the markets, right? But end of the day, we have another small one here, and that's why we're getting slight rejection. Now, the first thing that I want to speak about is Bitcoin made momentum. It started to move in a certain way. And in order for us to continue this, we just want to hold the momentum. So the first thing I do like to see with Bitcoin is it is holding momentum. It's still well in the momentum line, and it's still well in the support trend, which is good. And where it is fighting slight rejection, yes, I think it's a resistance level, but I don't think it's a strong one. The strong one is the next level over here. And what it's basically showing us is above 24,500, there's another squeeze that happens to the 25.2. That's the big level. And then this is where it gets crazy. These were the major big ones we needed to get through, and we got through the big ones. These are small ones that's happening right now. I don't see as much resistance that was here than what was here at this level over here. I think that there was more resistance here than what there was in this level over here. And then what it shows is after that, look at it. Now we start getting to the major levels. Because after 25, the next support area, the next resistance area is 28,000 to 29,000. So that's where the next big one comes. So think about it. Yesterday, all the people tried to short there. They put a stop loss there. Now let's go to this major level. This was an area we hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And just above that, if they want to hold this level over here, the bears, they want to really bring Bitcoin down again. They want to ruin the bulls' fun. They're going to enter shorts here. And they're going to put their stop loss there. The amount of stop losses that are sitting here is probably insane. And you know what's amazing about stop losses? Is not everyone uses them. So what you have is you basically have stop losses sitting here, which are buyback orders. Remember, you're thinking Bitcoin's going to go down. So what do? You hold cash, right? And if you're holding cash, it means that you're expecting Bitcoin to go down so that you can buy more for cheaper. So what they do is, because they're in cash now, they also know the downside. And the downside is market explodes. And if market explodes, you in cash now, Bitcoin's getting more expensive, which means you're actually losing Bitcoin by the higher it actually goes. So they put a buy-in stop loss over here. So these are all buy-in orders. So as soon as price goes here, it fights because people are entering their short orders. But as soon as it gets through that, it actually ends up buying in. And then what you have is you've got a whole bunch of stop losses that buy back into the market over here. But then the crazy part is all the people that don't have stop losses. Here's all the liquidations. This is where the exchanges want the money, right? Think about it. Anyone, would you be shocked if Bitcoin, Craig, would you be shocked if Bitcoin is $29,000 tomorrow? Everyone is going to be absolutely shocked. No one would absolutely believe it. And that's how they're going to liquidate tons of them. We saw the liquidations that happened over here alone. It was up to $400 million of liquidations from the shorts. And the big ones remain here. So guys, for now, what I'm looking at is we are well in the support trend. And these are the major levels to the upside. Past 25, 28K. That's insane, right? Break the wall. But they're eating it. It's not like we're not testing it. We're slowly eating away from that wall. And the bears are trying. Now, let's speak about supports. Because I spoke about resistances. Let's speak about supports. In case we do get a pullback, we now know the power of not chasing these pumps. And what we've got to be very grateful for, is dominance is going to the roof. Dominance, it's okay for you to go up as long as Bitcoin's going up. Then we're happy. Go for it. Because, you're bringing money into the market. You're making the market good for us because we know what comes next. At some point, we're going to have a pushback from dominance back into the market. So right now, we got dominance spiking up, which means the altcoins have not gone yet. So you missed the Bitcoin pump. There's still altcoin pump. And that's what we've got to be very happy for, with the market cycle always resetting, because it goes from Bitcoin, ETH, alts, ETH, Bitcoin. Like, it always shifts between each other. So jumping over here now, let's speak about the supports, because the supports are going to be the area of where we can load up on these zones and load up on the altcoins too. So the first major one, if Bitcoin's going to hold that trend line that I showed, that momentum, if it's going to continue, because what I think, if Bitcoin really wants to destroy the bears, it goes straight from here to 28. It doesn't even pull back. Like, it literally fights here a little bit, but it just goes. If you really want to shock the world, Bitcoin just moves, and we know it's got it in it. It definitely can do it. I know the palms are itching. I know. I'm here to help you and control those emotions, because remember, we've got a long year ahead of us, guys. I still think bull market's end of next year. So we got a lot of this to go. So be patient, breathe, and make smart decisions. Very, very, very important. So if you look, the first support we have is this previous support over here, and it's still in the momentum line. So that's if Bitcoin just continues to hold this and there's no pullbacks, there might be a little cheeky add-on position here. And then we do have these slight support zones here. And end of the day, if that does happen, you'll basically expect something like this, where we do pull back, we start a little bit of a trend, we'll track that trend, and when we break it, we'll get in. So be patient on any crazy buys on Bitcoin. Bitcoin and Ethereum, I would be patient for any support buys. If that does happen, if it decides to rocket straight from here, it's fine. We will still get supports at any point there. I just want to make you aware of not chasing the Bitcoin pump. But I do think there are obviously altcoins for us to be getting into. So let's quickly speak about, before I jump into the altcoins, let's speak about what's happening now at the moment with dominance. So Bitcoin dominance broke the flag. There we go. Now we had the two scenarios, and I spoke about the scenarios a few weeks back actually. And I said we got two options with Bitcoin. We either have the option of going up to the area of the 618, and then at some point pulling back down and having the altcoins catch up and things like that. Amazing. Or we have the second option, where Bitcoin continues, the dominance does a full cycle yet again. Now, this isn't a shock. It's something we've seen many times, where we've seen the dominance go all the way from 40%, all the way back up to 48, all the way back down to 40, all the way back up to 48, all the way back down to 40, and you can see how it's repeated. Now, the times that this happened was mega moves. It was either extremely large dumps or extremely large pumps whenever real love went into Bitcoin. But what it resulted in was a very long period for altcoins. So we had that option here. Either we had 2-3 months of Bitcoin, and then we had a month and a half of altcoins, or we have 3 months of Bitcoin and 3 months of altcoins. So the fact that we have the dominance breaking up now and showing that there's a possibility that dominance goes up to 48%. And the only way that I can see dominance going up to 48% is a higher Bitcoin. Like if Bitcoin goes to 28, 30K, things like that, it makes sense for me that dominance goes up to 48. But what that does for us is it extends it slightly. It extends it that it's a little bit more Bitcoin time, yes, but ultimately it's going to give us a longer altcoin pump after, which is incredible because you could see it many times where we have this. Then look at this. So the last time we had a dominance retrace all the way from the 48 all the way down to the 40, literally lasted from June, lasted 4 months. See, that's a crazy thing. So right now we're happy. Yes, dominance is going up. Altcoins are lagging. I'm sure you're poking your altcoin, say, why is my altcoin bag not pumping? That still comes. But what it does mean now is it is probably going to be Bitcoin time for a while longer. Little while longer. But the exciting part is it actually gives us a bigger dominance to the downside at a later end. So let's jump in and let's start looking at within the altcoins. So the big ones that I do want to speak about quickly before I jump into the rest is obviously ETH as well. So ETH is running with Bitcoin right now. And I think ETH is no longer, yes, it's known as the king of altcoins or the queen of altcoins or things like that, yes. But ultimately, I think it's starting to fall under Bitcoin's category. And what that basically means is whenever we restart a cycle, you need your big daddies to bring all the money into the market, and then it gets filtered within the smaller caps and the smaller coins and things like that. I think ETH, because we used to have a Bitcoin solo run, I think ETH has now fall part of the giants, where it's ETH and Bitcoin now. So we used to talk about Bitcoin, ETH, alts. I think it's ETH and Bitcoin alts. I think it's now gotten to that point. And what we are seeing now is look how the ETH dominance broke that trend. And I'm basically, as it stands for now, as we remain in this trend, I see the ETH dominance just going up slowly like this for a while, meaning that it's going to be very strong to altcoins. So it'll be very smart, I would think, to have Ethereum in your portfolio within this run and any decent pullbacks, because it's going to do well to altcoins too. This is the dominance. This is showing all of it to actual altcoins, not just Bitcoin. And as you could see yesterday, obviously because of the little bit of the Bitcoin pump, we have the ETH to Bitcoin just hovering. Sniper's on fire. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm feeling good, guys. I'm feeling absolutely amazing. It's actually the teaching. Sniper School is making me really happy. So make sure you're there. But if you have a look here, this Ethereum to Bitcoin is just holding support beautifully. And at some point, I am still expecting, I still think it's going to well outperform Bitcoin this year. I really, really do. But I think they're both powerful. I really think they're both. And I think they're very similar. They're both the big dogs, right? They bring all the money into the market and they do that. Oh, just before I do get to altcoins, I want to show you one last chart, which is the dominance. This is how I know that if Bitcoin gets past this 25, it's a big move. It's not just a big move from Bitcoin. It's a big move from the whole entire market. So if you look over here, what you have is the previous time we dropped. This is USDT dominance, showing when people are getting out of USDT. People are afraid of stable coins right now. What happened the last few days? Yes, we may heard that maybe the printers are coming on, to come save the banks and all these sort of things. So Bitcoin's like, I smell money. And all of a sudden, when it smells money, it starts to rampage up. But the second thing that happened, which was incredible for crypto, was we had the USDC. The fact that started to show weakness made people really afraid of stable coins. Where's your money going to go? Bitcoin. And that's why. So it was actually a really good thing that we have a double whammy. And that's probably why we're getting such a big move. But what's amazing about this was the previous run that we had, which created Bitcoin to go from 16 to the 25K zone. Then we had this little retest now. And then what we have at the moment, and it might still fight a little bit because it's an important support and Bitcoin's at 25K. But what we have is the support trend. And if we lose this trend, guys, we have a 25% drop within the USDT dominance. That's 25% of USDT hitting the market. Crazy, right? Now, let me show you another thing. I don't know if this is 100% true or what they're doing. CZ hasn't even started deploying funds yet. So what was the next thing that came in? Was CZ was going to use BUSD. He was going to use $1 billion and he was going to buy Bitcoin. We don't know why. I don't know why, if he's such a believer in the BUSD and stuff like that, but that was the big thing. Okay, they were going to start buying Bitcoin. And we thought, wow, okay, this is probably a reason why Bitcoin's pumping right now. Why are we starting to get this huge pump? And TED Talks posted this. I think he posted it, it was a few hours ago, saying that they're tracking CZ's wallet and he still has the BUSD. He hasn't even started deploying it into Bitcoin yet. $1 billion. $1 billion. He's still sitting here. And if you have a look, guys, here's the actual address. So go to TED Talks, give a follow there while you're there. Show lots of love. But go look below that to the wallet address and go have a look. Like, this is crazy. I thought that was a part of this pump. I really did. To find out that it's not there just yet. So another thing possible to happen. But if you look here, guys, we lose this trend over here. The next support's very far. And this obviously just indicates a really big move. It actually indicates very similar to the last. Now, we do need to go past 25K. And like I said, be very smart with the support buys. We got support areas. I've given you the zones of where we can go. Now, let's jump into altcoins. Okay. So I'm going to take some altcoins from you guys. I think let's go, not BGen-ish, but to something where we know Bs are at, right? So I spoke about KAVA a few days ago. Now, we keep getting a lot of news on this, and we feel like the Bs are here, and there's a lot happening on the actual, in the company within all. Is it a chain? Okay, there's a lot happening on the chain and things like that. And I spoke about this breaking trend. And, Bitcoin, where we're sitting at right now, we know that there's going to be some diversification into altcoins at some point. And we're basically looking at what's still cheap. And we look at this, it came from a far away in the areas of around $10. It's sitting at $1 now. Amazing. But it's broken trend. And we're starting to hear, I had Miles talking about it this morning. Craig's been speaking about it for a while. I had Run speaking about it, speaking about actually talking to the team. So there's a lot of talks happening there. And when I know that there's smart people talking about it, I know that it's something I need to focus on. And then I looked at the charts and I'm like, whoa, okay, this is only just broken now. So I would still fall this and a higher risk sort of view, definitely, smaller part of your portfolio. But it's a dollar costing zone for me because what we see over here is it has a high here. After that high, we then have 1.6. And after that, we then go into 2.5. So these are the gaps that I've been speaking about. And for me, this is an area. Do your research on KAVA, but I think this is a good buy. And I'm personally buying myself. I'm loading up in the zone. A lot of my team's been loading up too in these areas, but we are holding this for a little while. I don't think it's a very, very short play, but just keep eye on KAVA. It is a big one to focus on. Cool. Now let's jump into many of the alts. So I'm going to speak about some of the boring ones that we speak out many times. I don't know if they're boring, but I still think there's a lot of money to be made within them. So guys, there is a small opportunity possibly of a pullback. We're not promised a pullback. I kind of feel Bitcoin's boiled up right now. It only wants to do crazy things. But there is areas of where altcoins have bounced from the bottom to the top, and we have their 618s, and it's giving us the support areas. Now, there might be a shakeout when it comes to the news within 2 hours. There might be a shakeout, which means they might send a wick down. And for me, I'm setting some limit orders now, just slightly lower for these wicks, because I do think they might send a cheeky little wick down to the bottom to get these buys. But I'm basically expecting us to have, a possibility of a 3-4% pullback. But for me, the market's so bullish right now. I think dollar costing onto a lot of these for your higher time frame part of your portfolio is amazing. But ultimately, if you're trading short time frame, I think we got to try break these little get these little wicks, right? But what you do have then as well is on many of them is they are forming these trends in the 1 hour. So I've spoken about it many times. All of these tokens now, we're hoping to get a little bit of a pullback to buy a little bit more red. Amazing. But if they break these trend lines, we're on. And the altcoins are going to catch up at some point. We're going to have a nice little altcoin move very quickly. So for me, Cardano is still one of the big bounces, quite a big, decent bounce. We still had Phantom, great bounce. So I'm hoping for a cheeky push here. But if it breaks this high over here, it's going back to 50. It's a lot of these tokens. Now, the next one I want to speak about over here, ones that I haven't spoken about all the time, because many of them, I'll actually give you the little formula on all the tokens. They're all showing the similar thing. So I'll show you how to chart them so you can go choose which of your major alts you like and what you want to see today and how you know where to buy and protect yourself, all of that, etc. But the next one is Blur. We spoke a lot about Blur many times before. It was very hype, obviously, with the airdrops and things like that. But what has happened is it started to pull back quite a bit. And it basically pulled back from the area of being at around about the 1.4. And it's currently sitting 54% down from where it was. And I think there will be a cheeky wick, hopefully to around 58 to the 60-cent mark. But for me, I'm also dipping my toe in spot, not in anything high risk, in spot on Blur over here, because I do think we go back to the $1 to 1.2. So this could be another little possibility of a 70-80% move on Blur. It's a big token that many have been speaking about, so keep eyes on that. We then have one which is in dollar cost zone for me now. I would like it to go a little bit lower, around about 4 to 5% lower if I'm going to do any sort of higher risk trading on it, is Aptos. So Aptos, have a look. Beautiful trend down. I'm looking for this retest over here, and I'm looking for this to get back to $18, $19. So Aptos, another big one that I'm focusing on this current push. Within today, markets turn bullish. We then have this one. Now, Craig's been killing it. He's my mentor, someone that's been on the team for a very long time, and he's been absolutely on form. And he's been speaking about Lukso. Yeah, I know you've been speaking about it for a long time, and I know a lot of people have spoken about Lukso before. It is a great company itself, but this chart looks amazing. So another higher risk, higher risk, high reward. I wouldn't be putting more than 10% into high risk tokens of my portfolio. But I do think, you want to make money, you do have to dip your toes in these places. So Lukso for me is another big one. It's at 8.6 now, and the resistances are at 10, and we have one at 12. And we obviously have the higher time frame ones as well. So Lukso for me is another one I'm adding to my portfolio. Then what you have is a lot of my regulars. I don't like changing tokens too much, because if I track a token quite often, I get pretty good at trading that token. So if I keep jumping too many, especially on leverage or of these high risk sort of trading, it doesn't work when I try to trade different tokens every day. It doesn't work. So a lot of these tokens, guys, they all broke these 4-hour trends, and I'm hoping to get these sort of retests, okay? And you could see here, if you look at example for AVAX. AVAX for me kind of looks similar to something like this. I'm hoping we do get this pullback. We're not promised it today. And that's why I think dollar costing spot and being patient for leverage trades or things like that is the best way. I wouldn't have any leverage trades open by the time the news comes. Nothing. I would wait for it to move, do its thing, and then I would focus on trading. I wouldn't have any high risk just because it's going to get wild. We know how wild it actually gets. But I'm hoping for something like that. But a lot of them are showing these long breaks. And if I go to, for example, THETA, this is one you can catch today. Hopefully you can get it. If it decides to break, definitely buy. Stop loss under the low. And I think THETA is well off. It came from 1.3. It's another 30% to the upside. So pay attention to a lot of these. Thor chains coming up yet again. I like this because it's not out the trenches yet. So I'm hoping for a push here and a break. So you can see the altcoins are nearly there, guys. They're not there just yet. but they're nearly there. For me, algo is. It was, I was buying at 26, 27. I'm buying at 20 now. It's outside a trend. It's in the area. And my stop loss is at 19 cents. Amazing. But this looks great. Even back to the areas of where I was buying. Think about it. If I had the nuts, excuse my English, but if I had that to buy over here, I'm buying another piece of a bag here, because if this goes just to where my other entry is, I've actually made money. And this has broken a long, great trend. And for me, again, I'm dipping my toes there. I saw we had a big mover within render. Look at that. There's the trend. Render pulled back all the way from the $2 mark, and at 1.2 now, and made the high over here. And this is the retail. Did you guys enjoy the last render pump? It was crazy. It went from 40 cents to $2. And now what we have is render breakout and coming to retest. So render is another one. There's a few of them that I'm still waiting for. Like I said, THETA, RUNE, DOT. These are ones that are still taking their time. Let's actually have a look at MATIC and see where MATIC's at. Not there yet. Not there yet. So definitely algo, render for me, KAVA. What is the other one? Lukso, Blur. We got Cardano, definitely. Let's look at the rest. What tokens, guys? Give me tokens. Solana. Let's speak about Sol. It's nearly there. I just want, for spot, I think it's great. I think anywhere between 19 and 20 for spot now. I think it's good. I'm just hoping to get the leverage slide positions for it. I still think Solana is going to have a melt-up. The only thing with Solana is it has a really, really, really big resistance at $26. So it's like $26 for Solana is 25K for Bitcoin. It's just that enemy that keeps knocking it out. But once it gets through that, $40, $60 comes back onto the table. So Solana's good. I would just like to get it cheaper. Quite a bit cheaper than where it is right now. So I'll be a little bit patient for the Solana long. Let's speak about which one's AJAX though? I haven't heard of it.
AI coin.
Oh, Singularity.
Yeah.
So people are asking about AI. Let's speak about AI. So AI is good. I just don't know if it's pump time yet. So let's actually quickly do a quick analysis together. Let's have a look. So this last little move over here, we take it from bottom to top, bounced in golden zone. The only thing that I don't have as my second area on it yet is break of trends. So I'm a little bit patient for that. So it's showing me still another 2-3 AI pump. So it's accumulating. So if you want to build a portfolio anywhere in the golden zone here, build and dollar cost a portfolio. But I'm not expecting a AI breakout just yet. Clearly Bitcoin, you can see here with fetch as well, where it bounced is really good. And ultimately, this would be your area to accumulate at the moment in the zone over here. But it's not a trend breakout just yet. So no problem with buying. Just don't expect it to make you money just yet. I think in 2-3 weeks, it can be good. Just don't miss the breakout when it actually happens. It's a big one. Let's speak about the next. We have GRT. Bitcoin going to attempt that push again now. It looks pretty strong. GRT, amazing. There's the trend. Boom. So let's put that in over there. We have the resistance trend line, which has broken. Amazing. So GRT actually looks good. It looks really good. So this is the area to be loading up, and a stop loss around about the 13 cents. So GRT, fantastic. Did you enjoy this pump? Like, I'm looking at this pump there to be like, if Bitcoin breaks this level, I really enjoyed GRT the last run, and I really enjoyed render. Those were the two. And they now currently both, if we look at GRT from where it is now, 40%, and we have render 55%. So we know these are big movers. They're definitely big movers. What else we focused on here? Singularity, like I said, guys, it's in dollar cost zone. It's in dollar cost zone. You're 2K up on GRT. Amazing.
INJ.
Injective.
A lot of talk around it.
A lot of talk. Where are you finding all your bees and your news from yet, bro? Explain. Oh, it hit 618. Look at that. That hit 618 beautifully. So if we look over here, it's gone. It's definitely gone. Yeah, it hit golden zone. It's gone, guys. Hold your bags. If you got it, hold it. I saw everyone was talking about Hex.
Yeah. Hexicans are going mad.
Hexicans are going mad. They're still 70% down, but fight on. It's very similar to the XRP army.
Doing well.
It is doing well. It is doing well.
And Veracity, VRM. I'm just picking from the comments.
Okay. Yeah, give me tokens from the comments. Let's speak about them for now. So there's still time with altcoins. This is really good. So this one's nice, guys. This one's really nice. And going forward, if you ever find trends like this, where they many lines like that, it's great. It's really good. So ultimately, what this has is you have one small support where it is right now, and there is one more, which will be the 618. So from bottom to top, 618. So it's basically showing good area to DCA now, but there's also a possibility of another 12% lower, and that would be the better buy if you can get it. Smash the like button. Smash it. They said there's 1,000 likes incoming. Shibu! Is it that time again? It's that time. Then we know. When the meme coins are running, then we definitely know. Okay, Shibu. Let's speak about Shibu. Okay. Looks pretty good. Let's have a look. Let's do a few, let's just go and clean the chart up. Amazing. So let's take the major trend. Nearly there. In the next few days, you might get your break. But let's speak about where Shibu did bounce. Golden zone. Phenomenal. So now all you want to see is break, and it's good. Let's see from the break of this, where could this go? You're back at the 30-40% So Shibu, pay attention to it. It's coming. That's good, actually. We want the meme coins to run. We need a Doge pump. We need a Shibu pump. We need a 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗐. Where's 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗐, actually?
Scare yourself. Look at bone. Asking for a bone.
What is this bone?
It's part of Shibu. It's the dog's bone.
That's so bad. Like, I saw bone. I actually saw it here somewhere. Where is it? I saw bone somewhere, and it's literally, its icon is a bone, and it's worth like $700 million. That's crazy. 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗐 as well. So when Shibu runs, this one's great. Put that in there when that comes. If you want to make some gambling money on the side, it's definitely one of those. IMX, immutable X. This is it's obviously a lot going on here. So I don't think there's buys on IMX, but I do think you hold. Yeah, I still got this inverse, so maybe. So not yet, but you do have this trend line. So put this trend in when it breaks, but it's not time for that one just yet. Someone's shouting here. EGLD. Where's your shouting here? Wait. Yes, sir. Okay, no problem. I'll do it for you quickly. Okay, EGLD. Let's have a look at EGLD. I'm just still in that horizontal wedge. Not yet. It's accumulating, bottom of the range, but not yet. Definitely not yet. AOS. I think AOS is a big one as well. I know Run's always been really bullish on AOS. It's pretty interesting to see what narratives pump this time. With AI, but AI showing a little bit of a lag. Like if Bitcoin breaks now, what's going to be the top? I'm hoping it's the ones that missed last time, the ones that never made it last time. AR's dollar cost. This is incredible where it's coming from. Like, look at this. It's insane. And it's a good company, and it's definitely a good company. Dollar cost. This can be a 20x gem for later, but it's probably a 2-year hold. Any live trading soon? So I was going to do one today, but it is my fiance's birthday, so I need to go to lunch with the family. I'll be doing 2 live tradings. I'll be doing one tomorrow at 3 o'clock my time. So what time is that?
1 p.m. UTC.
Yeah, I'll send the time. So it's 3 o'clock tomorrow, and then I'm doing one on Thursday too. And I'm doing 2 spaces tomorrow as well. So tomorrow we trade. I just want to see let the craziness happen today, and then we can trade. So we'll trade a lot. Babe, you got a couple thousand people saying happy birthday here. Okay, amazing. She says thank you very much. What else we got here? PBX, keep that's my dollar because I bought more. I bought a lot more actually, and I bought a lot more scallop, and I bought a lot more Nakamoto. So those 3, like I said, 2 years. Hold those. Amazing. Okay, guys, we'll go through more tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. Close your leverage when it comes to the news. And let's hope Bitcoin breaks 25K. It breaks that, we're about to see an incredible pump to move. Put all your supports in, buy on supports. Like I said, 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗏, what were my tokens? 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗏, Lukso, these are ones I'm buying now. KAVA, ones I'm getting now, Aptos. These are ones for today, and there can be a lot more tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you all at Sniper School, and I'll see you tomorrow. Much love, Banter fan.